Thank you all for watching. This is the Shakaama channel on YouTube. I am Shakaama. So today we're talking about a new thing that just happened the other day, just last week. I believe it's been a week already. Janice Dickinson defamation lawsuit against Bill Cosby is revived. Why is it revived? Because a judge. There are garbage people in the world. There are just garbage people in the world, and they sit on the high court. They sit in the Oval Office. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about the people surrounding him. And this goes to show you that Trump is powerless to even staff his own White House with people that he wants, right? Now, if he's powerless to do that, do you think he's powerful enough to enact any legislation? No. He is the scapegoat. There are garbage people in newspaper. There are garbage people who call themselves reporters. There are garbage people who call themselves journalists. There are garbage people who take video of people being thrashed or bashed or beaten or something like that. And there are garbage people who submit live footage of stuff going on that does not need to be seen, not only by the public, but by the family or even anybody else. Ooh, I caught your wife doing such and such and such and so. Why? That's the question, why? Forget all of these stupid shows that shows these people being caught and oh, we're here on cheaters. Oh, your wife's a cheater. Why are you filming the wife cheating? Why? Why? Why are you doing this? Because the public wants to see this. The public doesn't want it. At no point did the public say, you know what we really need? We really need to air out the personal life tragedy of a marriage gone completely south. Nobody wrote into the TV station. They're putting all of this garbage onto us. I am going to, in my opinion, give you examples of garbage newspaper people, garbage judges, garbage, just complete garbage. Why do people hate Bill Cosby? Because the newspaper told them so. Why do people hate Bill Cosby? Because the newspaper told them so. We've already proven, and in some cases, physically, and I mean physics, to the point of physics, that it's physically impossible to have occurred. These women completely wrong. He's in another state. There's documentation of him being in another state for months. Oh, how was he doing stuff to you when he was in Washington, D.C., New York, and you're in California? How? Please tell me how. Oh, I might have got the dates wrong. Pick a date. Because you know what? He wasn't even in the state the entire year. Pick a date. Come on. Make it good. There should be... So, Janice Dickinson, if you don't know, brought a lawsuit claiming defamation that because Bill Cosby said that she lied, he had never, ever touched her. But wait, it gets better. She sued his lawyer. Now that is unheard of. If you're allowed to sue a lawyer for representing a client, then let's get Gloria Allred. Let's get her on the chopping block too. Let's get her right down and dirty. Let's get her there. Sue her out of existence, her entire law firm. That's what we need. That needs to be done. So, what are the facts of what happened the other day? A judge has ruled Janice Dickinson's defamation lawsuit against Bill Cosby can continue, according to court papers. The former supermodel, 62, those are her words. She invented the term back in the 60s or 50s or 20s, I don't know. 62 filed lawsuit against Fallen Funny Man. Oh, they want to put alliteration in to pretend like they're like some sort of have some sort of English integrity. And his attorney Marty Singer, after Cosby smeared her. This is language that the garbage journalist is putting in there. Oh, he smeared her. So you internalize that he smeared her. He didn't smear her. He defended himself. You are lying. When you're not telling the truth, you're lying. When you constantly go on TV day after day after day and say, oh, he did this and that and the other to me. Oh, I just can't. Did you see her on, was it Fox or that network that got canceled, Headline News or something like that? And is it Nancy Grace had her on the show, and she says, I can't talk. Oh, I can't. She's 62. She's talking about something that supposedly happened 30 years ago. She's 62, and she's crying? Why is she crying? The court also notes that she was an actress, or is an actress. Do you think crying is not in her quiver of arrows that she could pull up? Smeared her. That is a lie based on the language that you're using. He did not smear her. Smeared her as a liar for accusing him of the R word. Smeared her. Let's bring some logic into this right now. She accused him of the R word. Horrible thing. He called her a liar. But he's smearing her. Get your facts straight. Get your opinion out of the piece. The case was initially dismissed, revived on appeal Tuesday. Dickinson, a Brooklyn native, sued America's Dad after he and Singer see America's Dad. They want to get him away from that. They want to destroy that. America's Dad, because why? Because 70% of the audience of the Cosby Show is white. Cosby is America's Dad. Not Leave It to Beaver, in the 80s, it's kind of getting long in the tooth, right? There were dads in the 70s. There were dads in the 60s, 50s, even 40s. I remember all of them because I was alive back then. Kidding. I remember all of them because I see them on TV all the time, right? And we adopted Bill Cosby as America's Dad more so than anybody else because we identified with that character more than anybody else, and we wanted that character to be our dad. And that is what's getting their goat. They don't want America's Dad to be America's Dad because they don't want a dad on TV at all, where they're trying to claim that 2 million women without husbands, with children, needs to take front and center stage to all sort of political discussions or anything else. Yes, I said 2 million. 2 million, 2. How many people are there in the United States? 340 million? So 2 million people are getting legislation passed. They're getting child support stuff passed, regulations passed, all sorts of crazy stuff. 2 million. 2 million is nobody. I'm sorry to tell you this. Nobody. Nobody. You know what somebody? 30,000 black people dying in Chicago from a lack of health care. That's somebody. 30,000 a year. lack of insurance and lack of health care. Quote, when somebody is publicly accused of R-word, is asked for a response and sends back a letter from counsel saying the alleged R-word never happened, it is reasonable for the recipient of the letter to infer that the accused is in fact denying the R-word, the panel wrote in their ruling. Quote, we have just learned that we won our appeal on behalf of our client Janice Dickinson against Bill Cosby. Her attorney, Lisa Bloom, wrote on Twitter. Her attorney wrote on Twitter. Her attorney wrote on Twitter. I'm sorry, I don't hold Twitter to any sort of standard at all. Zero. I hold Twitter to a standard of zero. I don't think good people should be on Twitter, especially not handing out verdicts from trials. Kudos to my Bloom firm attorney, Javaka Kadapapa, and A.V. Goldstein, who worked on this defamation case with me for nearly 3 years. Cosby, who remains rolled in civil litigation over S.A. and R-word claims, is slotted to stand retrial next April for Temple University employee. Now, they are infusing all of the words into that. All of them. Why? Because they're garbage journalists. This is page 6. This is an industry magazine. These are people who report stuff that's going on in the industry. It is for actors and so forth and so on. This is not normally, the public doesn't read page 6. Huh? Garbage. Why? They have an axe to grind with Cosby? They hate Cosby? No, it gets clicks. It gets clicks. That's what it is. They're selling advertisement. They want clicks. But for the granddaddy of them all, the San Francisco Chronicle. You can't sue me for defamation if I'm telling you that this is my opinion. I think you're garbage people. I think everybody in your entire building is a bunch of garbage people, including your editor, including the owner. Cosby has done more for humanity than everybody in your building. That's me censoring myself. Cosby has done more for humanity. He's donated more, he's worked more, he's portrayed more, he's anything, any sort of, if he were Catholic, he would have been, he'd be on the road to sainthood right now. On the road to sainthood. Oh, Cosby, aren't you going a little bit overboard? Are you speaking for Cosby? No, I'm not going overboard. I'm not speaking for Cosby. If we were, let's take, for instance, the Matahari of India, Mother Teresa. Why was she sainted? Because she ran a thing for sick people in India. And she promoted the Catholic religion to the nth degree, to the detriment of people. She didn't do not even 1% of what Cosby did. In fact, she rode first class. When she got sick, she went to VIP hospitals around the world. That's your saint. Saint Cosby personally funded people's college education, gave millions, donated entire buildings to further black people. Let's read what the San Francisco Chronicle has to say. U.S. Senate candidate Roy Moore of Alabama has promised to sue the Washington Post for printing a woman's accusation, which he should, that he emmed her when she was 14 and he was 32. Wait. Hey, let's break down that sentence. When she was 14. No, you're not getting it. When she was 14. That assumes that the accusation is fact. Let me edit it for you. When she was allegedly 14 and he was allegedly 32. The threat is reminiscent of presidential candidate Donald Trump's vow last year to sue the 16 women who accused him of making unwanted essay against them. Now, for that one, the English seems fine. I don't detect any assumptions. The concentration on Donald Trump's vow to sue the women for an accusation. And I said this before. His lawyer, Donald Trump's lawyer, when Donald Trump was just Donald Trump, said that they get about 200 lawsuits a month by women, which they have to bat away like flies. Why? Because Donald Trump is a billionaire. Donald Trump is a billion. Oh my God. I just saw, who was it? I just saw an interview, and the actor couldn't quite get out he was saying when he was worth $60,000, was it $60,000? No, $100,000. When he was worth $100,000, oh, it's that guy who does the infomercials on my channel mostly. Ty, whatever his name is. He's the guy who says, I'm in my garage with my Lamborghini. How did I get here? Perseverance. Okay, that guy, he says, when I was worth $100,000, I was fine. Nobody came at me. I wasn't on anybody's radar. No lawsuits whatsoever. Now, he's being followed around by an interview by HD Productions, Ethan and Hilla, I believe. And he said, when I got to 1 million, that's when people started taking notice. When I got to 10 million, people started suing me. When I got to, what is it, 100 million, he said, all bets were off. And he was followed by no less than 4 lawyers in the interview. In his house. In his house. Doing house calls. That's how much it's worth to him to have the lawyer present right then and there. 4. Lawyers don't come cheap. They charge hundreds of dollars by the hour. I probably should finish law school. He said, when I got to 100 million, all bets were off. They were coming out the woodworks at me. Oh, lawsuit. He said somebody came over. He hired somebody to come over and clean his house. 10 minutes into the cleaning, she comes out the room and says she tripped on a wet floor. She's gonna sue. Bam. That's how it's done. She's gonna sue. She tripped on a wet. She's a cleaner. She tripped on a wet. There you go. That's an example. Donald Trump, 200 women a month sue him. What does the newspaper print? Oh, they're talking about 16 women. Why? Because 16 is a number that, the common peasant can wrap their head around. The common peasant can wrap their head around maybe 40 women. The number 40 women, and when in fact it's only like 9 that actually accuse Cosby of actually doing anything. The other, I'm doing math right now, 9, that's carry the 1 in that. So the other 31 said he bumped against him, he he said something to them. He was at a party. It was an all-white party. How dare he show up? He came in a sweater when it was a black tie affair. Right. They were just complaining. But the newspaper prints the number 40, not the number 9. And a lot of the 9 was talking about women of the evening and who have no credibility, but they concentrated on one or two, right? And it boiled down to one. Let's continue. Neither man has followed through on the threat, and there can be hazards for well-known people who strike back at their accusers. Why is that? Because the media sides with the accuser. Why? Because the public thinks that being rich means that you're super powerful, and being super powerful, you shouldn't strike back at people who slap you in the face in broad daylight on camera. Remember that case? And they say you should sue. I can't sue. I'm Alec Baldwin. I'm Robert De Niro. I can't sue. Why can't you sue? Because it will alienate all the stupid women in the United States who side with women just because they have breasts. And then they won't come to my movie and pay their $6 because they're single. And they don't understand that a man is a human just like a woman, and a woman shouldn't go around slapping men in the face in broad daylight. That's how stupid people are these days. Stupid. Can you other women please collect these women up and send them off to, Rikers Island or somewhere, where they can enjoy the United States, but still pay taxes. Right? We still need their tax dollars. Cosby argued that he had only been stating his opinion, that the woman Janice Dickinson was a liar based on her reputation and not making any factual claims. But the Second District Court of Appeals in Los Angeles, go figure, said Cosby had repeatedly and unconditionally asserted that Dickinson lied about Cosby having R-word her. But she went on talk show after talk show after talk show after talk show. Who was his lawyer in this case? They said, Your Honor, she lied over and over and over and over. So I had to keep calling her a liar over and over and over. She just wouldn't stop. She just kept lying. I mean, my God. I would have been a great trial lawyer. I did very good in law school at the trial exercises. Sit in Cosby's shoes, Your Honor. This woman is accusing him of a heinous crime. And there is no recourse for him because he can't even bring it to trial because this happened allegedly 40 years ago. 40 years ago. Figure that one out. So he can't bring her in court, prove her wrong, then call her a liar. He just has to call her a liar. And she's always in court. The court said Dickinson, who is also a former actress and reality TV performer, could sue Cosby's attorney, Martin Singer, over a legal document that repeated Cosby's allegation. The civil case is unfolding even as Cosby faces a retrial. Moore, meanwhile, has seen his prospects in December 12th special edition shaken by the Post account of the accusations that he groped a 14-year-old girl in his no alleged nothing. He groped. Yep, he groped. Yep, and we printed it, and bam, there you go. He won, by the way. He won his election. Let me get into the Moore thing for a second. You remember Hillary Clinton? Remember her? She was under investigation, off investigation, under investigation, off investigation. What you don't know is she was never off investigation. There are 15, I can't bring my foot up, 15 different investigations into Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. 15. Not a single one of them was dropped. A month before the election, the FBI director comes on stage and says, "We've reignited the Hillary Clinton investigation. You will receive further instructions." She claimed, foul, that's dirty foul. That's why I lost the election. It was all because of the FBI and their claim that they were going to investigate me. A month before. More, everything's fine. Why is everything fine? Moore is the candidate for the people. No. He's the people's candidate. He is the people's candidate. He's a judge, and the people liked him. He's a judge, he has a record, and the people liked him. They loved his record. A week before the election, then these allegations start coming out. Then when you turn to the Republicans in the House, they say, "Oh, we don't want Moore. He should resign." Okay, if Moore resigns, and he's leading, by the way, who's going to take his place? We have a special candidate. He's more one of the Republican establishment people. That's not what they said, but that's what I've researched. They wanted an establishment Republican to take Moore's place. Why? Because Moore is a candidate for the people. More people. Republicans, establishment. Republicans, establishment. I'm pointing to the proper place where the establishment belongs. Okay, so this accusation is very along with the same thing. And of course they have to bash Trump. San Francisco has to bash Trump because, bashing Trump gets you clicks. Okay, I'm done. Thank you all for watching. It is unprecedented for a judge to allow the lawsuit of the attorney of somebody else. You can sue your own attorney all day long, but I don't know of cases where they sue the other attorney because he filed court documents, and they said, okay, he filed court documents reiterating what his client said. Who's the basketball player with the where he goes? Thank y'all for watching.